And welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan, and today I am actually going to be talking about an entire series that I am currently reading for the first time / rereading. Some of these books I have had for years, and I have read them over and over and over again, and I absolutely love them. And a lot of these books I have bought used and or new, and I have never read them before, and I'm going to talk about it because I'm in love. Okay. First of all, I am reading the Lord of the Underworld series by Gina Showalter. Now, these books are they're absolutely smutty. They're completely just amazing, and they do talk about sex and all that stuff, and that's fine. I like that. You know, that's not for everybody, but that is something that I don't mind reading about. This book is about a bunch of warriors who are created, some of them are born, some of them are created to protect the gods, which are the Greek gods like Zeus and all of those people. And they protect them with their lives. They are immortal. And then one day, a goddess named Pandora is put in charge of a box that houses the worst of the worst demons that have already escaped hell multiple times. So, these men are infuriated that the gods chose a woman to protect this box. And there's one female Lord of the Underworld, and she was just mad that she wasn't chosen to protect the box, and she was mad that it was Pandora that was chosen. So these books are all about how these Lords of the Underworld have opened Pandora's box and released the demons, and they have been punished by being forced to house the demons inside of their body. And their symbol that they use that the demon leaves on the Lord of the Underworld is this awesome butterfly. It is on every Lord of the Underworld, and it is in a different position for each one of them. It is a different color for each of them. Some of them it's red, some of them it's purple, some of them it's black. It just depends on which Lord of the Underworld you're reading about. That is, it tells you about where their butterfly is and what color it is and all of that stuff. These lords have been forced to house these demons, and they have been banished to Earth. They are no longer allowed to live in the heavens, so they have been banished to Earth. And there are people on Earth. They are called hunters. They have decided that every bad thing that has ever happened in the world, all the diseases, the deaths, suicide, bad decisions that people make, that is all blamed on these Lords of the Underworld. And they have decided to take it upon themselves to kill the Lords of the Underworld. Well, when you kill a Lord of the Underworld, there's multiple ways to kill an immortal person, and one of those is to behead him or her. If you kill a Lord of the Underworld that is housing a demon, that demon is released upon the world forever to roam free with nobody to take care of it and keep it reined in. Now, these lords, when they first got their demons, they didn't know how to control them. So when they came to Earth, there was a lot of destruction and craziness, and it was a couple hundred years of them just going crazy and destroying everything and killing people until they figured out how to do it. And now, for the last few thousand years, they have lived in peace. Some of them, actually. There are 12 lords, and about half of them decided that they wanted to live in peace once they got control of their demons. They no longer wanted to fight the hunters. They just wanted to be left alone, so they moved to Budapest. And the other half of the lords decided that they wanted to pay back every hunter that ever lived for the rest of time. They want to kill them all for killing one of their friends. And the decision between living in peace and living in revenge split the lords in half. So half of them stayed in Budapest, and the other half stayed in Greece. And they have been separated for a couple thousand years. And in these books, the hunters have been spreading like wildfire all over the place, and they have come from Greece. They started in Greece, and they are now in Budapest, and these lords have to work together to fight these hunters. And of course, each book is a different story of a different Lord of the Underworld and them falling in love with a person. And obviously, it's a different person in each book. They don't fall in love with the same person. I highly recommend that you start with the book. This one is called Into the Dark. It actually has 3 different books on it. I'm not sure where. There we go. You can kind of see it. This one has The Darkest Fire, and it has The Amazon's Curse and The Darkest Prison in it. But The Darkest Fire is the first book, and that kind of sets up everything for you for the rest of the book. So if you're going to read these, I highly recommend you read them in order. But here's the beauty of these books, you don't have to. You can read them individually, and they are still their own stories. They absolutely talk about each Lord of the Underworld and their story, and they do have bits and pieces from other books. So if you read them in order, a lot of the things make more sense, and you kind of just get where it's going. But you don't have to read them in order. That is absolutely up to you. I have read the first 5 books, and I have 13 more. I have 1 more on its way. I'm only missing 1. But there are 14, so far there's 19 books in this series, and this, Gina Showalter, she started this series, I want to say in the early 2000s. This one was published in 2010, but I'm pretty sure the oldest one I've seen was 2008. I mean, I don't really think it matters. Yeah. 2008 is when she started the series, and then she actually just, the most recent one, The Darkest King, that actually just came out this past year, I think 2019. So she is still adding into this series. So she has been working on this for a long time. And let me tell you, it is absolutely worth it. She also has other series, the Alien Huntress series. I can't even name all of her series. I actually have an entire list on my bulletin board over there of her series. And she actually, if you are a fan of Gina Showalter, or if you're not a fan, go check her out. She has a page on Instagram and on Facebook called Gina Showalter's Legions, and that is for all of her followers. And I am on that page, and that page gives you lots of news and updates on what Gina's working on and everything about that. And they do try to keep the page, they actually do try to keep this page spoiler free for anybody who hasn't read the book. Even if it's an old book, like the very first book, which is The Darkest Night. They try not to post any spoilers for any of these books on here, and that is really great because, you know, some people haven't read these and some people are reading these for the first time, and, you know, all of these books are just absolutely amazing, and, you know, like, I have all of these books, and these books, and they are amazing, and I highly recommend this series for you if you like reading about stories like this, and, you know, people, you know, even immortal people falling in love, and it's all different kinds of people. Like the Lords of the Underworld, obviously, they were gods at one point that have been possessed by demons, and they fall in love. Some of them fall in love with humans. Some of them fall in love with humans that have special abilities. One of the Lord's spouses, I'm going to call them spouses, but although none of them actually, I don't think they get married. At least nobody's had a wedding so far. They just kind of are together. So I don't know what you call that, but they have mated. They have claimed each other for life. That is it. So the significant others, one of them, she actually has the ability to stand in any place and hear everything that has ever been said there from as long as it's been there. You know, she can stand in the woods and she can hear everything that's ever been said in front of those trees. She can stand in a room, in a building, it doesn't matter. She can hear all that stuff. And it's just crazy. All of these people, not all of them have amazing superpowers. There are different kinds of immortal creatures. Like, they talk about vampires, they talk about harpies, which is like a half human, half bird kind of person, but they look human. They just have the, you know, agility of a bird, and it's really awesome to read about. I highly recommend it for you if you like these kinds of books. I really love them, and I am currently reading them. 3 of these books, actually, The Darkest Night, The Darkest Kiss, and The Darkest Pleasure, I have had for years. As you can see, I have read and reread these books multiple times, and they are very well loved. And some of these books, like this one, Into the Dark, I have actually just gotten this book, and I actually just read this one for the first time. And a lot of my other books are new, and they're on the shelf down there. And I have an entire shelf just for Gina Showalter books because she is my favorite author, and I have 39 of her books, and she's written 77-ish, I think, books. So if you like this series, if you want to read a different series by her, her Alien Huntress series, it also has different creatures, like vampires and people from other planets and things like that, and it's awesome. I love that series as well. I'm going to be reading that one next. So I really hope you guys give this book series a chance. I really want to know what you guys think about it. You let me know. And if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Like and subscribe, tell your friends, share my videos, all that good stuff. So I think I'm going to wrap this one up for today. I think that is everything. I think that's everything. So I'm going to leave. So bye.